18 years ago, a news center was birthed, charged to collect balanced, credible, and accurate news and information. A tax tested and proven to be a world-class example.
Pleasant good evening, RCR News Bulletin at 7. My name is Maka Davis. In the headlines, the pro tem of the Liberian Senate has termed as false, misleading, and unfounded the allegations against him and other government officials in the sanction announced by the United States government. Some health workers at the TB Annex in Monrovia issued a 2-week ultimatum to the Ministry of Health to settle their salaries and risk benefits as they staged a protest at the Health Ministry on Tuesday. International Justice Group based in the United States issued a strong warning to officials of the incoming government following the imposition of sanctions on 3 prominent figures from the current administration. And out of Liberia, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has acknowledged his government disagrees with the administration over the fate of Gaza after the war. Those are the headlines. Now the news in detail. The pro tem of the Liberian Senate has termed as false, misleading, and unfounded the allegations against him and other government officials in the sanctions announced by the U.S. government. Senator Abbott-Chie denied allegations of soliciting, accepting, and offering bribes to manipulate legislative processes and public funding, including activities in the mining sector. Speaking Tuesday at the Capitol building in Monrovia, the pro tem said, since his stewardship as administrative head of the Senate, never has he taken a dime from any source and offered to any of his colleagues to manipulate legislative processes. Senator Abbott-Chie vowed that in pursuit of justice and to have their names removed from the visa restriction list of the U.S. State Department, they will take advantage of the legal process available through the U.S. legal system. He said it is concerning that the U.S. government is imposing sanctions on 2 key members of the Senate at the time the process leading to the Senate leadership election has started. On Monday, December 11th, the U.S. State Department designated Senator Abbott-Chie, Senator Emmanuel Nukwe, and Finance Minister Samuel Tue on allegations of soliciting, accepting, and offering bribes to manipulate legislative processes and public funding, including in the mining sector. Some health workers at the TB Annex Referral Hospital have issued a 2-week ultimatum to the Ministry of Health to settle salaries and risk benefits. The workers on Tuesday blocked the main entrance of the Ministry of Health in Kumbatown, Monrovia. According to the health workers, their protest action was in demand of their salaries and risk benefits owed by the Liberian government. The protesters, most of whom are women, accused the ministry of refusing to pay their risk benefits for over 4 years, something they described as disservice to them. Speaking Tuesday, some of the protesters noted that they have volunteered for several years at the facility without increment in their salaries, while others are yet to receive their risk benefits. But speaking on behalf of the Health Ministry, Councillor Tume Oba of the Legal Department assured the protesters of the ministry's commitment to address their plight. Councillor Boba clarified that the ministry was not in the know of the situation at the facility, adding the matter cannot be settled within 2 weeks as being demanded by the protesters. The International Justice Group based in the United States has issued a strong warning to officials of the incoming government following the imposition of sanctions on 3 prominent figures from the CDC administration. On late Monday, the United States Department of State banned Finance Minister Samuel Tue, Senate Pro Tem Abbott-Chie, and Senator Emmanuel Nukwe, along with their spouses and minor children, from entering the United States. This move, occurring within 72 hours of similar actions on Javasi Koji, the Secretary General of the ruling Coalition for Democratic Change and Mayor of Monrovia City, signals a clear stance against corruption. So speaking on a local talk show late Monday night, the Executive Director of the International Justice Group, Councillor Jerome Verdier, vented his criticism against President George Weah. Councillor Verdier suggested that President Weah should have taken immediate action by investigating and prosecuting those sanctioned earlier, emphasizing that the president's inaction implicates him in alleged corruption and human rights violations. Montserrat County District 2 Representative candidate Bishop Nimla Doyan is calling on people planning to protest in the district to cancel their planned demonstration. There are reports that some residents of the district are planning to stage a protest in demand of a recount of the votes from the October 10th elections. Speaking to this station Tuesday, Bishop Doyan, who has since challenged the results through a complaint at the NEC, called on the residents to wait for the conclusion of his legal action, that is before the Board of Commissioners, before making any decision. The National Elections Commission announced the Unity Party candidate, Sekou Konen, as the winner of the election, but Bishop Doyan is challenging the results on grounds of fraud. He said the tally results in his possession show that he won the election, thus demanding a recount across the district to clear the doubts of the people. You are listening to a bulletin of news from the News and Current Affairs Department here at the Renaissance Communications Incorporated. In more news, citizens in Margibi County are expressing mixed views on the sanctioning of their Senator Emmanuel Nukwe by the United States Department of State. Senator Nukwe, alongside Pro Tem Abachi and Finance Minister Samuel Twe, were designated by the U.S. State Department for their alleged involvement in corruption. According to RCR Lower Margibi County correspondent, some citizens are wondering as to whether the sanctions are being trickled by any international treaty which Liberia is a signatory. Our correspondent also quoted some residents of the county as welcoming the sanctions and calling on the United States to go further by providing evidence against these officials. In a related development, the chairman of the governing council of the National Patriotic Party and the member of the Coalition for Democratic Change, Chief Cyril Allen, has criticized the recent sanctions imposed on 3 government officials. In an interview, Chief Allen referred to the sanctions as a toothless bulldog and a basket that cannot hold water. Chief Allen argued that the sanctions lack proper mechanisms for the accused to clear their names in the court of law, stating that some individuals have endured sanctions for up to 3 decades without the opportunity for a fair legal process. He further claimed that despite being on U.S. sanctions list for 30 years, some of these individuals live better lives than a significant portion of the U.S. population. The statement comes in the wake of the U.S. State Department's visa restrictions on Finance Minister Samuel Twe, Senate Pro Tem Abachi, and Senator Emmanuel Nukwe on Monday. And out of Liberia, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has challenged or acknowledged his government disagreed with the Biden administration over the fate of Gaza after the war. Netanyahu said he greatly appreciated support from the Biden administration for the aim of destroying Hamas and recovering hostages, but repeated his opposition to the Gaza Strip being ruled by Hamas or Fatah, the faction currently governing the West Bank. He is quoted by the BBC as saying, "Yes, there is disagreement about the day after Hamas, and I hope that we will reach agreement here as well." He furthered that after the great sacrifice of our civilians and our soldiers, I will not allow the entry into Gaza of those who educate for terrorism, support terrorism, and finance terrorism. On Monday, U.S. President Joe Biden said Washington and Israel had different views on a post-war Gaza. Netanyahu said he would not allow Israel to repeat the mistake of Oslo, referring to the Oslo Accords in the 1990s, which established Palestinian Authority in the West Bank and Gaza. To end this bulletin of news, a recap of the headlines. Senate Pro Tem Abachi terms as false, misleading, and unfounded the allegations against him and other government officials in the sanctions announced by the United States government on Monday. From health workers at TB Annex Referral Hospital issued a 2-week ultimatum to the Ministry of Health to settle their salaries and risks benefits. International Justice Group based in the United States issues a strong warning to officials of the incoming government following the imposition of sanctions on three prominent figures from the current administration. And out of Liberia, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu acknowledges his government disagrees with the Biden administration over the fate of Gaza after the war, according to the BBC. RCN News Bulletin at 7. My name is Marka Davis. Good evening.
Let me make sure I got all the sanitary items I need. I'm checking my list. Oh, yes. One more item. Let me have a big bottle of Dettol, across the board.
Yes, it. The total amount is 3,000 LD.
Okay. Let me give you your money. Hey, my people. I can't find my purse. Lola, I left it on my kitchen table. My husband is rushing me too much. What's I'll do now?
Don't worry, Costa Homo. You can pay with your phone. Yes, the code here on the wall.
Awesome. Yes, I do have money on my phone.
With Orange Money, making payments for goods at your favorite store with your merchant is as easy as ABC. Dial *144#, select currency, select Pay with Orange Money, and follow the instructions. With Orange Money, life is easier. No stress.